Wagwan, wagwan, wagwan. Wagwan, my people. Welcome back to the Next Generation Baller Show. So, a few technical issues. I was trying to fix my screen. This monitor that I've got, I don't know why it's not working. We'll have to check it out after, but it was working all fine before, but for some reason it's not working. So, yeah. So, you know how it goes. Technical. Me, like I said, I'm not a tech savvy guy, but I try my best. But we crack on straight into it. Yes, if you didn't see the show yesterday, the journey part 2, old school versus new school. Yes, well, we're giving you guys gems. So lock in. If you haven't seen that video, talking about the difference between old school and I used to play like early 2000s to the difference how football is now, go check out that video. But yes, it's another big weekend in the Premier League. Game week 13. The games are hotting up. The table is starting to formulate, and we're really starting to get somewhere now in the Premier League. And apologies if I keep putting my hand there trying to press the screen because I need the information there. My screen wasn't working, so I have to do all of this malarkey. So allow me. And yeah, appreciate you guys locking in. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. You see me, like I said, I'm not tech savvy, so I'm learning about all the YouTube stuff here, and I'm learning. I'm doing some little things little bit that I shouldn't be doing in terms of how I'm getting the video out there, which may be affecting my software. But now I've learned all of that. We're going in there as we go. We're going to grow and develop. So just keep liking, keep commenting, keep subscribing. The show's going to get bigger and bigger. We've got a lot of things coming for you. But yeah, straight into game week 13. We have got the big one. Arsenal versus Chelsea. Both teams doing a mad thing in the Champions League this week. Both teams have victorious in the Champions League this week with big performances. Can Arsenal be stopped? That is the big question that we are asking this weekend. Their way to Chelsea at Stamford Bridge. Chelsea, good win against Barcelona. 3-0. The boy Estavio looks on fire. But hey, what do you guys expect for this game? For me, this has the potential to be, for me, one of the games of the season, just considering where both teams are at. You feel me? That Chelsea really looking like they're starting to gel now. The young players are really starting to perform, especially when you got a player like Estavio in your team. It makes you play better, innit? Like when you got a world-class player around you and you can see the quality that he's possessing, you just want to try and reach that level somehow. So you're going to do your best to make sure that you can provide for that player. So I think that's where Chelsea are at right now. They're seeing the quality that they got with Estavio, and everyone's like, listen, I want to be involved. I'm going to give them 110%. But if Arsenal, like I said, a team that is clicking, absolutely destroying Bayern Munich, one of the teams that I was saying is the best team in Europe currently right now, how they're performing, how they beat Chelsea early on in the Champions League. But with Arsenal's performance in that midweek, it's looking like Arsenal is probably, I hate to admit it, is probably the best team in Europe right now, currently as it stands. And with the players, like I spoke about it before, they're performing so well without the players in the team. But it's the players now. And Madueke came back, scored in midweek, first goal for Arsenal. We see Eze, his hat-trick again, scored again in midweek, looking like Arsenal are really gelling. And they didn't have Gabriel. Someone saying, hey, Gabriel's not in the defense. They might look a bit shaky. But the Mascara guy, the one that they bought from Valencia, he looks like top quality. He looks absolutely outstanding at the back. And right now, Arsenal are looking like the big threat. Arsenal are looking like the team to beat. But with Chelsea and the way they're performing and the confidence that they got in their team, they will definitely feel that they can stake a challenge and they can get a victory over Arsenal. They're at home. This is the type of victory that Chelsea would need in a direction that they're going, in terms of having that consistency in performance and consistently getting to the Champions League. And can they compete for the title? Can they compete for a major honor? And that will be our ultimate success in what they're trying to do in their model, in the way that they recruit a lot of young players, develop them. Ultimately, some of them will get sold on. But if they can build a winning team out of this formula that can go on and win titles, then it's a win-win on both sides. But for Chelsea, again, same thing again. We see the likes of Delap, looks like he's gelling into the team. We saw Pedro he had a good start, started to filter off. Gittins, slow start, started to really get into things right now. And we're seeing lot of these players starting to formulate. And I did say when we get to this midweek time in terms of Christmas time, you're going to see a lot of people starting to perform because everyone's got fit now. Everyone understands their role. There's kind of no more excuses. You get me? Like all that preseason and you're not fit. Like everyone's fit now. Everyone's raring to go. And this is where you're really going to see some top performances, some top games. And for me, this is the game of the weekend. With how Arsenal are performing in the last couple games, I think they're obviously they had a little wobble against Sunderland, but Arsenal, they're hard to score against. I know Bayern Munich managed to get a goal in the midweek against them, but they are so hard to score against. And for the defensive attributes that they've got into this team, set pieces, solid at the back line, midfield, Declan Rice absolutely bossing it in there. Some may say he's the best midfielder in the Premier League right now, up there with, I would say, Caicedo. But for me, I think Bruno Fernandes, I will stand by that, is not currently performing the best, but is the best midfielder. But Declan Rice is definitely performing at the highest level, not only in the Premier League, some might say even in Europe. So that midfield battle is going to be very interesting, Rice and Caicedo. Who's going to come out on top? Because let's keep it frank. If Rice plays well, Arsenal play well. If Caicedo plays well, Chelsea play well. So for them two there, it's going to be important. And them two are going to be battling because they're up and down everywhere on that pitch, in the defense, in the attack. So whoever wins that battle out of them two is going to be a key component who's going to go on and win this game. And for Arsenal, like I said, with injuries coming back with the likes of Medweke, Chelsea also got players coming back with the likes of Delap. This, like I said, it potentially got to be game of the season for me. And if Chelsea can go on and win this game, they will definitely start to feel that they can go on and win the Premier League. And with Arsenal, if they can go on and get a victory, push themselves even more further with the inconsistencies of the likes of Liverpool, Manchester City, even Manchester United, it looks like it could be Chelsea and Chelsea and Arsenal will regrettably saying the two teams that are fighting for this title. But we'll see. We'll see how this game. It could easily be a ball draw because we know how these games can turn out with the quality of both teams. They can easily go on and cancel each other out, as we will say. So let us know your predictions. What do you guys think? Who do you think is going to win the game? Do you think the likes of Estavio is going to turn up, or do you think it's going to be the likes of Saka, who's been a bit quiet, Medweke? Do you think he's going to turn up? Do you think Declan Rice is going to have a good game, or do you think Caicedo is going to be the one to boss that midfield? My prediction for this game, if I'm being honest, I think it's going to be a draw. Has the potential to be a high-scoring game, and I won't be surprised if one team nicks it either side. But me personally, I'm going to go for 2-2 draw. 2-2 draw. 1 second, my alarm's going off. Ooh. Yeah. Okay. Apologies about that. Yeah, so my prediction for this game, I'll say 2-2 draw. I expect loads of goals in this game, but like I said, I won't be surprised if any team goes and nicks it. And we've got to talk about moving on. We've got to talk about the boys. Sorry, City versus Leeds. They got a big game this weekend. And for City, this is a game that they need to win after their shenanigans in midweek again. 2-0 defeat to Bayer Leverkusen, and look on the weekend for Pep Guardiola and Manchester City if they really want to get back into this title race. Because let's be frank, it was Pep Guardiola that was saying, hey, it's title race time. Like, guys need to switch on. We're ready to go. Trying to put that pressure on Arteta. But it looks like that pressure has flipped on himself. And again, Leeds United team just got promoted. We would expect them to be battling for relegation. And this is a game that Manchester City would go on and see themselves like, hey, Arsenal got Chelsea over the weekend. If a difficult game for Arsenal, a game that they could potentially lose. This is a game that Manchester City need to win to go on and get back on their form. And I do expect Manchester City to go on and win in this game. I do think some of their players really need to start stepping up. The likes of Estavio. We haven't seen quite much of Cherky. I've done a video of him who to watch earlier on in the season. Go on and watch that. But with the likes of Ryan Cherky, Reinders kind of slow down in there. These type of players need to step up for me and actually need to start performing for Manchester City if they're gonna have any chance or a real chance for of challenging for this title, in my personal opinion. Like, because at the back, very leaky for Manchester City. It's like any team you can always, when you play against Manchester City, I feel like the premise is lock down Haaland and you'll get opportunity. Once you lock down Haaland, you'll get opportunity to go on and get a chance and eventually win the game, because it's like without Haaland, they struggle with the quality that they got as well with the likes of Foden, Shirky, Dorku, Savio, Reinders. You do expect Manchester City to at least have much more in abundance to score a goal if Haaland's not scoring a goal. But if Haaland's not scoring, then it's peak. But I do expect Manchester City to go and win this game. I do expect Haaland. I won't be surprised if he goes or scores a hat-trick, even 4 goals. But I do expect this again for Manchester City to get that winning juice back into there. But how they go on for the rest of the course of the season is going to be interesting for Pep Guardiola and Manchester City, because, like I said, if they're going to have any chance of catching Arsenal or Chelsea in this title race, they're going to have to build a sense of consistency. And with the quality that they got with their squad and the manager that they got, there's something that we least expect from the likes of Manchester City and Pep Guardiola. But woe is Liverpool. What is going on there with Arne Slot? We are talking 9 in 12. 9 in 12. If this was Manchester United, this will be global. This will be everywhere. This will be on everyone's front page. This will be your number 1 feed. This will be number 1 trending. But Liverpool, it's like no one really wants to talk about it. You get a little murmur there and a murmur there. But brother, yeah, my man needs to be gone. Yeah, Slot is moving worse than Ten Hag. Yeah, and let's have it right. I was talking about, let's take time, understand, like £250 million got spent and the owners are going to take their time and making sure my man gets it right. But this is embarrassing now. With the quality that you got into that team, you have to be conjuring up something. At least if you're not going out there and you're playing amazing football and you're scoring 4 or 5 goals a game, at least have a decent defense. And for Liverpool, right now, I don't know, Konate even just come out yesterday. Real Madrid said, we don't want this guy no more. Yeah, my man's a myth. We don't want him, because I don't know what's going on with Konate recently. But ever since them rumors that he's been speaking with Real Madrid and murmuring with a new deal with Liverpool, his performances have been shambolic. And for Liverpool, where do they go? Van Dijk, some say his legs are gone. We've had this years and years, and somehow he seems to come back and prove everybody wrong. But right now, Van Dijk is struggling, man. He's really struggling. Them legs really look like they're gone. And for Liverpool, there's just not that there's just not that belief. And I said I do believe that something has gone on in that changing room. I do believe that Arne Slot has lost the changing room. I do honestly believe that. I do believe the likes of Salah, the likes of even Van Dijk, I strongly believe. I think they've kind of turned. And again, I reiterate, I feel like that Jota situation has had a big impact on the squad. And I think maybe that might be part of the ownership's thinking in terms of, let's not just be rash and get rid of the manager, because it's something that wasn't in his control. And that's a difficult situation for anyone to deal with, let alone a football manager where you've got to go out and consistently get players to play in the tune to go on and compete and win titles. So I just think maybe as a club, even Liverpool, they might have decided that this season might just be a write-off, just in the sense of out of respect for Jota, that maybe they might just not want to criticize the manager, the players too much, and let everyone go through that grieving process. And I think kind of maybe that's what we will see. But if it carries on like this and it keeps getting worse, then never was going to happen. Like when the money starts going down and everything starts going in the wrong direction, you've got to make a change. So there's got to be a change there at Liverpool. They go against West Ham, who resurgence. Nuno has really got them now. West Ham, they're hard to beat. And we all know how Nuno is. Hard to beat, counter-attack, get the opportunity, score a goal. So for Liverpool, it's going to be difficult. They've already been beaten at Anfield this season. So Anfield's not going to be a scary place for anyone to go. Anyone's going to believe that, we can get victory against Liverpool. They're weak right now. In midweek again, absolutely demolishing 4-1 against PSG. Yeah, PSV, sorry, Dutch team in Holland, getting smoked, absolutely roasted. And any team's going to have confidence against them, home or away. So I expect Nuno and his men, West Ham, come on you Irons. I expect them to go over there to Anfield and give a very good performance, especially with the West Ham fans and where they're at now. Any victory on any given day at Anfield for any club is a great day. So for West Ham and the boys, it's going to be a great opportunity for them to go to Liverpool while they're down, while the confidence is low, go there and get 3 points. And the prediction for this game is quite hard because, like I said, you know, when a team is down and out, sometimes that's the worst time to play them because they want to come back and prove a point and get a victory. So I won't be surprised if Liverpool put in a good performance and annihilate West Ham. But currently how it is, and I just feel like maybe it's just a bit too much for Slot. And like I said, I do think he's lost some of the players in that change room. So I can see West Ham going there and nicking a cheeky 1-2-0 victory. For me, where does Slot go? Where does my honest opinion? My honest opinion is I feel that he stays. I don't think he really goes anywhere. I think he stays where he is. I don't really think that much people are gonna the Wards are gonna kind of get rid of him in the sense of no, this guy needs to go ASAP. I do think that's the Jota situation is a big factor for them. And will he get it right? Won't he get it right? Let's wait and see. But I do believe he can get it right. I do believe that he will. He will. If he don't, he's going to get sacked. And for me, as a Man United fan, bring it on. Do you know what I'm saying? I couldn't care less. I couldn't care less. Woes Liverpool, let them carry it on and let them bring it on. And for Manchester United, moving on, quick segue, big game against Crystal Palace. Again, massive defeat for Manchester United last week against Everton. And disappointing for Amorim, got the backing again from the ownership this week. And I think for Man United, I think the position is kind of clear where we are as a team. You can see the players that he trusts and the quality that he wants. And I feel like as a club, we know the type of quality that we need to improve. On a good day when everyone's fit, and we've got the people raring, all players ready to go, we can see the quality and we can get a decent performance. But as you can see, when we get 1, 2, 3 injuries, the levels go down massively. And it's important that Manchester United, I do think this January transfer window has to be important for Manchester United, not just for any form of titles or anything like that, even a top four race, but just as a club to progress. I feel that we have to improve that quality. And again, we're going to suffer not only with injuries, we've got the likes of Buemo and Ahmad going to the African Cup of Nations. So Manchester United, it's very important that we sign a big signing in January. We need someone, whether it's an Anderson, whether it's a Baleba, whether it's someone coming through that can actually bolster that squad. Not only just fill in the gap, but actually add quality into that squad going on to the rest of the season and going into next season. Because Crystal Palace going to be a difficult game for us. Crystal Palace midweek, I know they suffered a defeat, but having a decent season, the best start to the season, I think, since the 1970s or 1980s, something like that. Glasner really got that team clicking. Crystal Palace have really good performances against Manchester United. I don't think Man United has beat Crystal Palace in the last 4 or 5 games. So Crystal Palace are definitely going to be confident against Man United. And like I said, any given win on Manchester United, home or away, is a great day for any club. So Crystal Palace are going to be up for the game. But for Ruben Amorim and Manchester United, they need to get it back. He needs to, if he wants to keep that momentum, because as you can see, 1 defeat, everyone starts going back to, I've never seen a manager that can't change his style, or this, that, Man United, 1 defeat and everyone's moaning again. So it's important that he needs to keep them victories. He needs to keep Man United prodding along and making us hard to beat. And yes, the draws are okay right for now, but as we know, for Manchester United, the victories are important. But I know anyway, as Man United fans, that we just need to continue on adding on that quality, because some players are simply just not good enough. I just feel like Xerxes just not good enough for Manchester United. I wouldn't. Casemiro, he has good days and bad days, but he's the type of player that I feel like he needs to have one coming once in a while. We need a much more consistent quality. Can he come off the bench and be much more of a threat? We need more creativity on that wing, speed and dynamics on that wing. Sorry, as you can see, Cunha's injured. Really an issue there. We need another striker to help at Sesko in their moments. But for Man United, you got the money. We can see a structure. We can see the model in terms of the players that were coming in for the future. In 5 years' time, I'm not worried about Man United. It's just the next 2-3 years where I'm worried. 5 years' time, I know the players that we got coming into the academy and what we got going on, definitely I'm not worried about that. But in this current moment, if we're challenging for the top 4 and we're trying to be competing for domestic honours, we need to add some quality in that January transfer window. But yes, guys, don't want to ramble on all day. Gonna keep it short and sweet. Let us know what you think the predictions are for the EPL Premier League game week 13. For me, I think Man United is gonna win that game. Come on, 2-0 victory. Quickly round up for the rest of the games. Aston Villa versus Wolves. Aston Villa doing well. Win in midweek against in the Europa League. I forgot who they played. I literally watched the game, but good victory for Aston Villa. Going on a good run. They definitely want to be competing and getting back not only into Europe but competing for them Champions League spots. Wolves down in the gutter, relegation bound. So I expect Aston Villa to go and win this game comfortably. Nottingham Forest versus Brighton. Brighton again, good win last week. Sean Dyche seems to be getting Nottingham Forest firing though. Good week in Europa League for him. Tight game. I do expect to draw in that game, I would say. And nil Everton versus Newcastle. Newcastle looked like they was going to go win their 3rd game in a row in the Champions League. We suffered 2-1 defeat to Marseille and Aubameyang with 2 goals. They go away to Sunderland, who's doing really, really well in the league this season, competing and looking like they're going to be one of the promotion teams to break that hoodoo and not go straight down. And yes, and then we've got Brentford versus Burnley. 2 teams going all right. 2 teams that will go definitely feel that they can go on and pick up points up in this game. Brentford with the likes of Thiago absolutely mashing up the league. 2nd top goal scorer in the league. Burnley, decent defensive record, struggling to score goals. Could be a difficult game. I do see Thiago going and bullying them and Brentford getting a comfortable 2-0 victory. And to wrap it up, guys, Spurs versus Fulham. 2 teams that desperately need a victory. Thomas Frank struggling at Spurs. A defeat again in midweek to PSG 5-3. And again, for the likes of Fulham, really struggling in the league. Need to be getting that consistency. Rumours that there might be a change in management when it comes to Silva. Let us know what you guys think. Are you guys excited for the game week Premier League game week 3? Don't forget as well to lock into our fantasy league. The winner gets £100. Yes, guys. Thank you guys for locking in. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, all of that good stuff. Let's go, buddy.